5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, if you're feeling lonely and getting in a stew, just bend your ear, come over here, and man, here's what you do. If you got the blues.
Well, hello listeners, and welcome to a brand new podcast, Revisited with Cy and Stu. In this series, we've decided not to review our favourite sitcoms of our time, but to do the exact opposite. My name is Simon, and joining me as always is Stuart.
Yes, that's right. We've decided that too many people review and talk about the great sitcoms and shows we all remember. And we want to discuss those that make you physically sick by just hearing their name.
And at the end of each podcast, we will rank the sitcom with a view to finding the truly worst of the bunch, and then pick another sitcom trying to outdo each other every week.
So join us as we venture into the archives of the bad, the ugly, and the downright piss poor.
Join in the fun in your blue suede shoes, the holiday rock, the holiday rock, the holly, hidey, high, holiday rock, hidey, hidey, high, holy, holy, ho, go, go, go to the holiday rock, hidey, hidey, high, holy, holy, ho, go, go, go to the holiday rock.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Revisited with Cy and Stu. Joining me as always is Stuart.
How do? Hope everybody's okay.
Stuart, would you like to reveal to the listeners what we've been listening to and watching this week?
Oh, right. Well, if I must. Sadly, we have been this week watching the dreadful episode from Series 3, Episode 1 of Hi-de-Hi.
For those of you who weren't keen enough to spot the theme in the intro, yes, Hi-de-Hi, we've been revisiting Maplins. I do remember this being on the television, Stuart, and I do remember as a young boy watching it, and I have to say, quite enjoying it at the time.
Well, you see, that's it, you see. I mean, I've sat and watched this episode, and yeah, it wasn't a series I watched from start to end, but the odd episode I did watch when it originally aired. I mean, you've got to think, obviously, times have changed and everything like that. I mean, watching it again today, it is terrible. It really is. Yeah.
It is. Just as a synopsis to anybody who's watching, a bit of a plot line to the episode. The dance instructors, Yvonne and Barry Stuart Hargreaves, are eager to enjoy a tasteful party in their chalet. They ask Peggy to hand out the invites to those that they would prefer to come over, leaving out certain others. Unfortunately, a distraction with the planned event from the campers causes Peggy to forget to deliver them, leaving Yvonne and Barry getting quite a lot more than they bargained for. I think that's a fair sort of sum up, isn't it, Stu?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a two-story episode as well, because you've got the events that are going on, obviously, with regarding Barry and Yvonne's party and that bit. But then you've got a second plot that's going on regarding the That's Your Bum storyline. So that's kind of a second story that's going on. So there's two going on at the same time.
Yeah, and what we will say, listeners, as well, is that we will pop the link into the blurb at the bottom of the podcast and on the various sort of websites and web pages that you're following us on. So please watch it, and then, if you dare. And that
I mean, I'm going to say we're not forcing you to.
No,
but,
we're not.
May
But
help.
at least you might have a bit of a clue of what we're talking about. So, I don't even know where to begin with this. The whole episode begins in Barry and Yvonne's chalet, and like you say, I'm not going to criticize something for being of its time or something that now is in bad taste, unless of course it's absolutely extreme, because it was of its time.
Well, the thing is, you've got to think as well that it was of its time. It was a 1980s program, but it was a 1980s program about a 1950s/60s era So not only was it bad in the 80s, it was taking bad references from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
So you're like double bad.
Yeah, if you want the double whammy, I mean, this episode was first shown on the 31st of October, 1982, and Halloween sounds about right, I'm afraid. It's you're right. It's set in a fictional camp that they call Maplins. Of course, it's supposed to be Butlins or Pontins, depending on where in the UK you are. And it's the whole thing that I absolutely detest of forced enthusiasm and forced participation.
Yeah, I mean, I was making notes as I were watching, and sort of three things that I did write down was A, bad acting,
Oh yes.
B, bad jokes,
Oh, terrible.
and C, I just writ down pantomime.
I mean, it's not even that. Is it
Well,
really?
no, it's not, but
We-
that's
we-
the closest thing
Yeah.
I could sort of bring
We'll
it
come
to.
to all of that, but the whole episode starts as we began to say in Barry and Yvonne's chalet. Now, trying to be subtle and discreet, I think are the words I want to use here. Barry and Yvonne appear to have what I can only describe as a marriage of convenience.
Well, I mean, I always thought, is Barry gay?
I mean, to me, it quite clearly is not
mean,
alluded
camp-
to or stated, if
Camp
you like.
as anything, but
This being the
was-
BBC.
Yeah, of course.
But it's obvious, and you know, she's married him for whatever reason, and the Stuart Hargreaves surname, and I quite like their sort of dynamic, because they've got almost a hyacinth bouquet of "we're better than you" to everybody
I mean,
else.
the
ballroom
only-
dancers.
Yeah, the only sort of person today is the closest person that I could put Barry to is Craig Revel Horwood,
No, that's a good shout. Yeah, or what's the other guy? Anton.
Anton de Beck.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just for character and mannerisms and everything like that is just like
Yeah, I mean, he's very
Craig
camp.
Revel Horwood. Oh, massively. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Although there's
and-
nothing wrong with that. Just want to say that there's absolutely
Yes.
nothing wrong with that at all.
But there's a funny. I do like the class bit of humour that I'm not going to say Hyacinth Bouquet, but that where it's a very British thing. Basil Fawlty is a great example. He'll look down on somebody because he sees them as beneath him, and then will absolutely simper up to those. I think at one point, Lord Melbury comes and stays at the hotel, and he's absolutely kissing his ass all over the place. I think it's a very good British thing to take humour from.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to. Barry and Yvonne don't even have to say anything for you to understand what class they are. You just have to look at the chalet that they live in. Everybody else, I mean, you call them chalets. That it's a cupboard.
Yeah, it's a tiny
Yeah,
room with two beds in it, isn't it?
I mean, everybody else's, it's like living in a grovel. They're horrible, absolutely horrible. But you go to Barry and Yvonne's, and it's lovely flock wallpaper and lovely.
Did you notice the
Lovely.
doilies?
Yeah, all doilies and everything like that. So you know that as soon as you're in their chalet, you know that these two people are a cut above everybody else. So they think.
That's it. The whole thing is its premise, isn't it? There is it's not this episode, but in one episode, and I think it's alluded to throughout the series, you find out that they were only ballroom champions during the war years because most of the men were off fighting, apart from Barry. And it's not stated why he didn't go, but it's suggested that he wasn't suitable for the army.
Yeah, I think that means he had an ingrowing toenail.
We'll go with that just to get around any legal ramifications, but there we are. So, go on then, Stuart. Where do we go from there?
Yeah, so they're setting up this party and they are writing invitations out to specific people that they want to be at that party. And Barry offers to take these invitations round. Yvonne didn't want these. She actually says you don't send your own invitations out.
Yes, I liked that. Yes.
So, but he said, I will do. And as he went out, there was Peggy. Good old Peggy.
Oh, I've got a
Um,
pile of notes on this.
played by Sue Pollard, who's cleaning at the time, and Barry asks her to do him a favor, and could she hand out these invitations while she was doing a cleaning round, which of course she did, and agreed to that. I always thought, just going back to Peggy, she was very badly treated by everybody at some point during the series. I mean, she wasn't the brightest, but she always had. She always wanted to be but she always wanted to be a yellowcoat. That was her dream, to be a yellowcoat, and she would do anything to become a yellowcoat. But everybody absolutely trod all over her, used her. Like I say, she was very badly treated, but she always went out of her way to help other people. In this case, what she did here, but it didn't quite go to plan, as she forgot. Something else came up, and she forgot to hand out these invitations.
I mean, I want to take a minute to talk about Sue Pollard. You're absolutely right. The character of Peggy is downtrodden and never gets the break that she deserves, and they just overlook her because they think she's beneath them. And that's the whole camp. It's not just... I mean, she's treated awfully by Gladys, who is, of course, Ruth Maddock. Because, you'll never be a yellow coat and that kind of thing. And just looking down at her. Again, it's that class thing, and you do feel for her. However,
there's probably only one person that ever actually genuinely had any sort of respect for her, and that was Spike.
Yeah, Spike did feel sort of for her, didn't he? And he tried to sort of like get the best out of her and get along with her. I mean, I do want to talk about some of the characters. We'll start with Peggy, Sue Pollard. This was the first sort of time I became aware of Sue Pollard. And like I say, I think a depiction of Peggy is very good. I can't believe that it was the same shtick then in everything else she ever did. That was the bit that I remember.
Correct. But she never played really a different character.
Yeah. We get she, as you would imagine, is not on Barry Navon's invite to the party.
No, not at all.
No, neither is, of course, which is partly the point of the story, Ted. Ted Bovis, who is the camp comic or entertainer, chief of whatever you want to call him, played by Paul Shane. I, as a child, remember...
Oh, dear.
Yes. I as a child, remember liking Ted and Spike. Going back and watching it now, oh my God.
Yeah, it's very different, isn't it? Yeah, very different.
I instantly understand why they don't want to invite him to the party.
Yeah.
And that sounds awful.
So it's just a dirty, and I'm not going to say dirty old man, which he is, but he's a slob. He's a slob. I mean, when you see him in his vest and his underpants and what have you, they're not white. Let's put it that way.
No,
but no, there's nothing really redeeming about him.
No, and the other thing that I just want to pick up at this scene before we sort of move the story on is when you can spot where the plot's going instantly, it always spoils it a bit for me. And Peggy puts the letters that Barry gives her on her cleaning trolley, and then throws a towel over the top of them, and you know,
covers it up,
immediately that she's forgot about it, and you've basically spoiled the plot now. There isn't going to be a big reveal or a joke at the end.
Yeah.
But as it happens, we sort of go on from there. And
well, this is where your second story then comes in.
This is it. We then, and I as we do every week, I want to try and find some good bits. Not clinging on to desperation here, Stu.
It's all right. Like I say, I've got notes here.
The next sort of people that we meet are Ted and Spike, Gladys. And we find out that at that moment that the head of the entertainment, Geoffrey Fairbrother, is on his way back. He's been in London for whatever reason, and he's coming back. Now, I think his portrayal, and it's Simon Cadell, is amazing.
He is. He was good. He was
fish out of water, that English embarrassment if Gladys makes a sexual innuendo or a reference towards him, that awkwardness. This is where Hugh Grant, as far as I'm concerned, got his gig.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he watched this
Yeah.
and thought, yeah, that's good, and just copied it absolutely, mannerism for mannerism.
Yeah, I mean, one of my notes is that the Simon Cadell and Ruth Maddock characters are
Yeah.
probably the best two characters when they interact with each other, because, like you say, it's the awkwardness.
Yeah.
Ruth Maddock plays brilliantly.
Yeah.
The wantingness of to be involved with management, but also she did love him.
Fancied him. It's very
yeah.
obvious. The doughy
Yeah.
eyes, the little sort of anything for you, Jeffrey. You know.
Yeah, but
the
again,
tone of-
we went back to that thing. It's like I said with Barry, with Simon Cadell, you didn't know because he was always trying to push Gladys away and not didn't want anything to do, and you were always left asking yourself, well, you know, is he?
Oh, I never got that.
Did you not?
No,
I
no,
did.
I just
Yeah.
thought he was absolutely terrified of this lady who was far more experienced and far more direct than anything he was used to. He's very genteel. He's very old school English, and ladies don't act like that. And he had no idea how to.
Oh, she
deal
was red
with
hot.
her.
She was absolutely red hot. I don't think I've seen any other kind of program then or recently where a character that is that, I'll say it, that much on heat.
No, I mean absolutely, and she's playing up to him. She's on his side, even if she knows what he's doing is wrong. But it's a good introduction to that dynamic if you've never seen it before. And then we find out as he comes back that they've been instructed by Joe Maplin, who is the owner of all the campsites that they Maplin's own, that they have to do the competition. And I can't. Is it who? What's your bum or whose bum's that?
Well, it's a competition that apparently they'd had before, and it was the best competition that they ever had, but it had to be stopped for some kind of reason. But then they decided to bring it back. I think it was Ted that said, "Have you ever seen What's My Line?" To which Jeffrey said, "Well, yes." He says, "Well, this is like that, but it's called That's Your Bum."
Oh goodness me!
And that was the name of the competition. That's Your Bum. Yeah. So,
I mean-
as you can imagine, hilarity ensued.
Oh my goodness. His awkwardness plays up brilliantly, and he clearly doesn't want anything to do with it. But he is, of course, going to have to because it's a directive from the boss, if you like.
Yeah, he's very uneasy with it. I mean, he even says he's not happy about it at all. I mean, Ted's absolutely wanting this because that's just the kind of character he is. And
It's a bit of a let. Isn't he? He's gonna have
in a lot of ways as well. He kind of bullies his way into a lot of things during the series that shouldn't, you know, and wouldn't happen at a normal campsite. I hope not, anyway. But
never been to Butlins, have you?
I haven't. No, actually, no. But yeah, he's not happy about it. But he goes with it. He has no choice. Yeah, because it's an order from the top brass.
Then we move out to the swimming pool area, the show area, whatever you want to call it. Before we move on, I've made two notes. The weather, which is clearly that they have filmed this around an old campsite, but after the campsite is closed for the summer, because it's grey skies, there's no leaves on the trees, it looks cold and miserable.
Although could genuinely be good old British weather. We don't know.
I mean, yes, I mean, the trees are a bit of a giveaway, but it could very well be the height of August. Yes, why not?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I was just about to say, I mean, the one thing I always noticed throughout more or less every episode is that the two main places where anything happened, it was either in the pool,
Yep,
or in the ballroom.
Absolutely. The
were
Hawaiian
it.
ballroom.
Yeah, the Hawaiian ballroom. That were it. There was nothing else. It was
No.
a campsite. Even though, yeah, we're based in 50s, 60s, but there was nothing else. That
No.
was it.
No,
Yeah.
that or the chalets or the manager's office. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah,
was it.
yeah. As for set wise, but as coming across as a real life holiday camp, a ballroom and a swimming pool. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is, and I have to, and I'm not going to repeat what I've typed on my notes, but the pool. Did you see the state of the pool? The amount of filth in the bottom of the pool.
Yeah. Again, as I suppose as budgetary restraints for the series, they obviously didn't have a lot of money. I'm sure that all the chalets interior shots were all the same chalet, all the same
Yes.
set, just redressed. And like I said, then you had the ballroom and the swimming pool. That was it. That's where everything was always based.
We go on to the competition itself, and again, if you've not watched the episode, to try and sort of paint you a picture, there's a huge mock-up of a ship of some kind with what I can only describe as oversized portholes in the side.
Yeah, that's what you want to call them.
Yes, I made a few notes about that as well. And basically, the entertainment staff across the board have to sit on the other side of this set and push their posteriors through the portholes, and the campers have to guess whose bum is whose. I didn't quite get why they were sort of covered up with the plastic sheeting.
Well, that was part of the conversation that they had when it was first brought to Jeffrey's attention, because they said, "Oh, it's not naked bottoms. They've got the clothes on, and they're also covered by a sheet." So, because I think initially that's what Jeffrey was worried about. It was gonna be bare bottoms that were sticking out, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah.
The only thing that struck me is that they all, and I obviously I didn't stare a great deal, but they all looked exactly the same because they were all covered in this plastic sheet. And I thought, well, how are you supposed to know who's?
Well, it's not that. I mean, also if you notice, because you got the shot from the side that they had the bottoms through, and then you got the shot on the other side of them, all sat there. But how they were sat and it was shot. It was, how could they physically have their bottoms through these portholes? It's not
when they're clearly just sat on chairs.
They literally just sat there. So
it's worth bringing in at this point the other characters as well, because we get to meet most of the entertainment staff. The other yellow coats, the guys and girls that throughout the series have bit parts. Spike and Ted we've already met. But we get to meet the Punch and Judy man and the horse rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punch and Judy man. What a miserable git.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea that the cantankerous old man is the kid's entertainer.
Yeah, it kind of does make sense. Yeah.
I see the comedy value in that, but wow, what a horrible, nasty man.
It's like he does what he does, but he absolutely hates doing it. And he hates children.
I mean, if I remember rightly from watching it, I don't know if you can remember or seeing this, but he there's one episode where he goes in an absolute bender and just gets wrecked. But he does the Punch and Judy show and then disappears. And I'm sure at one point they think he's dead and in the pool. It was a really bizarre sitcom, if that's the right.
I do vaguely remember it. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. So we meet everybody, and then we get the sort of Jeffrey bit again of he has to sort of get up there and say hello to everybody, and his interaction. And I'm trying to find good things that made me sort of go, okay, that's quite clever. And
a couple of points, and it's every single time he has to get on stage, he trips over the goddamn step.
Yep,
that's guaranteed. And the way he speaks to the crowd.
Oh, the awkwardness.
Yeah, there is absolutely zero enthusiasm from him at all.
And the interaction, it's a good afternoon, campers, and Heidi Han. And they all just go, Heidi Han. Just cannot wait for him to get on. But it's very well done. It's a credit to him for playing it so well. And he's just dying on his backside there, isn't he? There's nothing. He's got nothing. It's going nowhere. And Ted's in the wings, desperately, just get him off. Just get him off.
Yep.
Ted gets up there, and of course he's straight into the spiel, if you like. Hi, campers, we can't hear you. Oh no! Have you ever seen, while we're on this, a set of more miserable looking campers?
Yeah, and once again, obviously, it's due to budgetary constraints. There's like 10 people. I mean, 10 people. It's the same 10 people every time.
Just ticking about at the time, isn't it? You'll do. Are you catering? Lovely. Come and take a deck chair. And they've still got the clothes on. They're supposed to look like the 50s.
Yeah.
They're in the 50s, 60s, whenever it's supposed to be referencing. And they're all sat there with like hankies on their heads and this miserable weather and barren trees. And you're just thinking, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But it goes along. And then the next thing we get is Spike in his, was it Funny Gondolier outfit? Why is all his outfits got to be funny? I know he's a camp comic.
Well, again, it's something that happens in every episode. Whatever Ted is doing by the swimming pool, Spike has to dress up in what he calls a funny costume. Half of them aren't funny. And barely a costume. And he kind of pretends to come on as this character and just cause chaos, obviously, with whatever's happening. And Ted and the others end up getting him, grabbing hold of him. And again, it's the same old thing of, what shall we do with him? And of course, they all shout about throw him in the pool.
It's dreadful,
and it's very repetitive, a lot of it. I mean, this is the first episode of the third series. So it's been going on for quite a bit.
I mean, this is it, but and it's one of those things, and this will come up again and again in this series, Stuart, that I am a huge, I don't know the word I'm looking for is, I absolutely hate the cut and paste. Yes, a good, you mentioned Jeffrey Fairbrother, but he always stumbles onto the stage, his interaction, but it's a good and well done thing.
Oh yeah, I'll admit, I always chuckled. It always brought a laugh.
It's his,
you were waiting for it. Yeah.
You've got it. But it's a great example is Hyacinth Bouquet, Keeping Up Appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the whole gag is a class thing that she thinks she's above everybody else. But there's the same set pieces. They go and visit the sister and brother-in-law, and the dog barks and she falls in the bush. You know it's coming because you've seen it. But 27 episodes in, why are you still showing me the same thing? I didn't laugh. I probably laughed the first or second time.
Hey, listen, I'm not. This will come up when we finally get round to Keeping Up Appearances. But
is it on your list?
All I was saying regarding that is that made me laugh every time. I have never ever seen a woman of Patricia Routledge's age at the time and build
physically funny.
Yeah, physically funny.
It doesn't
she was fantastic. But we digress, and
we're getting off the topic. So back onto Heidi Hell, or whatever it's called, and so Spike gets thrown in the pool, and we have the conclusion of the whose bum is it competition, and then we go back to the story of the party of and Barry.
We go back to the original story that started the episode. Yeah.
Now, as we learned, to nobody's surprise, Peggy's forgot to deliver the invite, but then realizes because she's been seconded into helping in this Who's Your Bum competition, that she's totally forgot about delivering the invites.
Yeah, sorry, just going back to that as well, because I think we forgot to mention that Peggy wasn't originally supposed to be doing the That's Your Bum competition.
Yeah,
but it was Gladys
That's
Pugh.
Your Bum. I keep calling it Whose Bum, is it?
No, it's That's Your Bum.
That's Your Bum. Okay.
But it was
how many notes I made here, doesn't it?
Yeah. It was Gladys Pugh that conned her into doing it.
All right.
Again.
Oh, yes.
Peggy,
yes, you're right. Yeah,
Peggy, a thing of wanting to be a yellow coat and everything like that. Gladys didn't want to do it because it was essentially, she was management. Didn't have to do it. And she literally...
She's quite happy for Sylvia and Alice and all the other girls to go
Yeah. But she did, she conned Peggy. Like I say, she treated very badly, and Gladys knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. Yeah, but yeah, going back to the end.
Yeah. So then Peggy's revelation, I think there's a comment from Barry, or we've got to go and get ready or ready for tonight. And Peggy realizes, oh my goodness, I haven't delivered the invites.
Yeah,
And so the hilarity
turned up.
starts. Oh God. At this point, I was cursing you for making me watch this. I really, really was. Right. So Peggy then realizes that the party is going to have no guests because she's forgotten the invites. Decides, rather than trying to find the invites, just to invite absolutely everybody to spare Barry and Yvonne's feelings.
Yeah.
Despite the fact they've made it very clear that there's certain people like Ted that they don't want at their, should we say, soiree, not party.
Yeah.
I did, by the way.
If go on.
I did, by the way, love the bit when she said, "Oh, we will look more upper class because we have our silver service 3-tier cake stand." And I was that bit. I did think, okay, yeah,
I was just about to say, if you saw what their chalet looked like, how they decorated it, they'd even removed the 2 beds and put them outside so they had more room for the guests. And it was literally, this 3-tier stand full of, I don't know, it looked like nibbles or something like that, and a bowl of punch.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. That was it. And they were all dressed up to nines, bow ties.
I mean, in fairness, that she's fully in the sort of ball gown and dress. He's fully tuxedo, looking very smart. And Peggy just invites everybody, of course, including those that they'd wanted to exclude. I've made a note here, okay?
Right.
And it just says, Peggy telling everybody it's a right rave up.
Yeah, and an orgy, I do believe she told.
Yeah, and the pajama party, I think, gets thrown in there. She's going around.
They were all willing to get dressed, and she was saying, no, don't bother, it's a pajama party, just turn up as you are. And of course, when it gets round to Ted, she specifically tells Ted that girls are there in their pajamas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether that's just to sort of lure him in because she knows what a lech he is.
He was literally up north, along with Spike. Yeah.
So we cut back then to Barry and Yvonne, who are assuming the guests haven't even arrived because there's just them waiting in this empty chalet because all the furniture's out in the sort of exterior. And the guests start arriving, but of course they're not the people that they've invited.
Well, it's Jeffrey that turns up first.
Oh yes, absolutely, it is. And they're quite delighted with that because he's the manager,
right?
Isn't
he? Yeah, and
again, his awkwardness had been in there.
Yeah, Yvonne hands him her hand, and like he holds it, and she doesn't let go. And again, just him stood there, and the awkwardness that brought us. Barry's going around, getting him in a drink, and everything like that. And then after that, everybody else turns up.
I mean, I'm assuming it's because Peggy has told them all it's this kind of rave party, orgy, whatever. They all come in various costumes. The girls all come in pajamas because they've been told it's a pajama party. We do the yellow coats by girls. I mean, I'm not quite sure what Ted comes as.
Yeah, he it was like we were going to a Hawaiian. Kind of.
Some sort of clown hat on, but it's like a micro clown hat, something that a dollard wear.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
And a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah.
Oh, good God. Yeah. Wow. And they're supposed to be the cool characters, remember? And this, I mean, it's painful. I can't tell you the words I was calling you whilst watching this because it was, there wasn't even a snigger. There wasn't even it was just like, this is awful. This is how you're going to end this.
Yeah, I go back to the first 3 statements that I made. Bad acting, bad jokes, and it just felt like a pantomime. Well, no, I mean, the jokes were sort of non-existent, really. It was very, very, it was a corn fest. That's what that series was. But I must admit, a lot of comedy series were back then, so
and have you noticed, and this will come up again and again in this series, Stuart, it isn't funny. I don't recall laughing at the time or finding that funny, that kind of silly humor, but the audience are hooting and howling as though it's the funniest thing they've ever seen. And you're like, what is it a sound effect? Is it genuine?
I don't know.
what it likened to me is you and I have both watched Are You Being Served at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And it's the bit where John Inman, usually, Mr. Humphries, will come on in a costume from the lifts, or Molly Sugden from the back. And the audience are roaring with laughing. And okay, it's a funny costume. What are you laughing at? What
Yeah.
do you not see or have general conversations with normal people? I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
No, and the same with me. Yeah, very much.
And really, that kind of concludes the episode. That they're all at this party. Everybody's got there. They're having a great time, and almost Barry and Yvonne are pushed out of their own party.
That's right. And like you say, that's where it finishes. There is no kind of funny ending
Conclusion,
or anything like that. Yeah. It
The
then
whole
ends.
joke is that they've gate crashed this party in the most obscene way and behave appallingly, and we're all supposed to laugh at that.
Yeah. And the last scene was Ted and Spike the next morning sat at the side of the river having a drink. Ted asks him how he is and everything like that, and he's going, yeah, it's fine. And in the background, there's a big house.
Yes.
And Spike says to Ted, did you know that house back there, Constable painted that? Now, obviously, we think, yeah, you did. You know, we did a painting of the house. Yeah. But of course, Ted turns around, being funny, and says, well, I think you need to tell him it needs another coat then. And that's it.
Yeah, and that was the response he got from me as well. It's one of those American sitcoms are the worst for this. You signpost the joke, we know what the joke is, and then you almost micro explain it to us because you think that's going to be funny. It's not. It's dreadful.
I'm not a massive lover. I mean, I love comedy. I do. Don't think that I don't. But I'm not a fan of slapstick comedy.
Right, I'm going to pull you up there. You're a huge fan of Bottom. That is, in essence, a live cartoon.
But it's different. That's adult.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
that
adult
that's
slapstick comedy. That's very different. If it's cheesy and corny,
well,
no,
it's horrible.
I'm not a fan of it. No.
So in retrospect, Stuart, we said we would try and find funny points. We mentioned a few. We did like the interaction between Gladys and Jeffrey Fairbrother.
Yeah, I have got one specific funniest moment then.
Well, you've done one more than me.
And that is before the competition for That's Your Bum. There was discussing what theme they wanted Gladys to sing, and she ended up singing "Bum." Why did my heart go bum titty
And you
bum?
got that was funny.
Yeah. But it was the way she was singing it because she knew.
Why does my heart go bum?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awful, wasn't he?
I mean, for me was the funniest part. The unfunniest part was literally the rest of it.
It was poor. It was. I mean, like I said, I remember watching it as a young boy, and I would have only been. I probably didn't see this live the first time. I certainly wouldn't have remembered it. I think I must have seen a rerun of it, so I would have been 5, 6 at the time. I'm laughing because it's childish. Like you say, pantomime is a very good word.
Yeah, it's very much childlike. Yeah.
But I mean, goodness gracious, would I go back, as I have with many, many classic comedy series, and watch them again? Hell no.
I don't think I would.
I don't think I could.
I mean, yeah, I know it's currently on UK Gold at the moment.
Yeah,
playing whatever episodes. The whole series is available, but yeah, it's nothing that I will be asking my Sky remote to bring up.
I did. Like I said, I did find Jeffrey's performance very funny. The interaction with Gladys, I thought was good. Him stumbling onto the stage and Heidi Heitkamp, and absolutely nobody giving a damn. But you're right; it's the same joke every time. That's what it is, and I found Ted's character just obnoxious. I never did as a child, but watching it again, I don't want that sort of person to win.
No, he's not a terribly good character. He's definitely not a role model. He's kind of, he reminds me of the Arthur Daler character in the St. Trinian films.
Oh, this is almost Spiv-like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
in it for himself to make money for
Yeah.
himself. And
What can I turn
and-
here?
and
Yeah,
that's
definitely,
right. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So, at the end of every episode, we're obviously going to rank the series. Very easy because we've only done one. And what we'll do is we'll compile over time a list of how we rank them. Please, by all means, everybody comment on what you think or do not think or agree with or don't agree with. And I'm going to say, as bad as it is, Stuart, it's not going to be breaking that top 10. As bad as this is and as bad a start as it's been, I've compiled the list. I'm sure you have. And boy, this is better than a lot of things we're going to have to watch.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, there is far worse things out there. Trust me. Yeah.
Right then, ladies and gents, before we end tonight's first episode, what we're going to do at the end of every podcast that we do is whoever chose the episode to be reviewed, the other person will come up with questions to be asked and see if that person knows the answers. It's as simple as that. So I have come up with 5 questions, Simon, for you to see if you've taken notice in what's been said tonight, either during the episode that we watched or basically what we've spoken about tonight. So
I literally, if I get 1 or 2, will be delighted.
I think you'll do all right. All I will say is if there are any names that are part of the answer, I want first and second names.
Oh my God.
Right.
I detested watching this, but right. Okay. Go for it. I'm ready.
So here we go. So question number 1. What is the occasion that Barry and Yvonne organise in this episode?
Oh, they want a little soiree in their chalet.
4.
I want to say select guests, but you're wanting the occasion, aren't you?
No, I'll accept that because the answer is it is literally a party for the staff, obviously selected staff. So yeah,
God, I thought you were going to say wedding anniversary or something, and I totally forgot it. But right, okay, excellent. I'll take that one.
Question number 2: which member of staff is deliberately not invited to the party?
Ted. You're going to want both names. Ted Bovis.
Certainly. Correct. Yeah, well done. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Question number 3: who is responsible for handing out the party invitations?
Peggy.
Peggy who?
Oh, God. Have we said a name in this podcast?
I said that we needed last name as well.
Come on, Simon. Her boss is Miss Cathcart.
What's the boss's name going to do with it? It is Ollerenshaw. Yeah, well done.
Yes!
Yeah.
Pulled that from the recess of my mind.
Question number 4. What does Peggy confess happened to the invitations?
Wow. She ate them. The dog ate them. I don't know. I've tried to blank this out, but go on.
No, she was honest. She simply said she forgot to hand them out.
Oh, God, why didn't I say it right? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. And question number 5. What unexpected type of party do Barry and Yvonne end up hosting by the end of the episode?
Oh, quote, a right rave up.
I'm going to accept that because there could be numerous answers to that.
Oh, pajama party,
rave up. That's right. Yeah, I've got pajama party, but I'll accept what you said.
I don't know what they call them
these
days.
I beg your pardon.
Exactly.
So so out of that, you got 4 out of 5. So
I'm absolutely delighted. I really was expecting 1 there. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I'll look forward to mine next time.
Yes, I have a good set of questions, so I hope you're paying good attention.
Okay. So with that, we will do the second episode. And Stuart, you've chosen the second episode that we're going to review, which for those of you at home who want to know what we're reviewing next, here's a little intro clip. See if you can guess what this is from. just tell us now what, for those of you who didn't get that, we're reviewing next week.
Right, yeah, next week it's my choice of show that we are going to be reviewing, and I have chosen the fantastic, brilliant Duty Free.
So all that is left is to thank Stuart for joining me as always and giving his views on the episode, and you, the listeners, for your support and comments.
Remember, if you want to agree or disagree, or if you have any further comments, please contact us on the platform you've listened on, or email us at revisitedwithsciencestew@yahoo.com. And we will look at these as we go along.
So join us next time when we take a look back at another abysmal effort. And remember,
Don't call me Len, you little prick.
If you got the blues, I got some news. Join in the fun in your blue suede shoes. You're the holiday rock. Holiday rock. Holly, holly,